Meeting to order. Phyllis, could we have roll call?
Craig Koshaw.
Here.
Bill Carba.
Here.
Ken Mine.
Here. You were all emailed a copy of our minutes from our December 4th meeting. If you've had a chance to review those minutes, I'd look for a motion to approve them or correct them.
Motion to approve.
Second. Motion and a second to approve the minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? They are approved. Those are their copies. They can
Do
keep.
you want those dated? You want it dated the 18th?
But, yeah.
No, it's the 14th.
The
Or
4th.
4th. December 4th. We approved them. These are the finals with the corrections.
Okay, December 4th. Okay, we've approved the minutes.
Here's your copy, sir.
Lenny, did we ever get the CRO contract?
Don?
Did you get the CRO contract? Yeah, okay, we'll worry about it.
You mean SRO?
We did, or SRO.
Okay, I get to keep that, sir.
You get to keep one, I get to keep one, huh?
Yes, sir.
Got us
I
sent
think
one
we
of the
have
guys
one,
to
don't we?
Waterbury.
Updated one.
This is the final.
Turn on the VIA Kramer.
And then
Not good. They
laptop,
rushed him
no.
north. Rain
Laptop, or which one you want?
No, you got it. That's all I need.
Oh, that's all you need?
Yep.
Sure, any different, let you know. Larry Baltimore. They rushed him to Fort Wayne. He had a brain bleed.
Oh, gee, man.
Good.
Okay, first thing we're going to discuss tonight is kind of an update on various code enforcement issues that are going on around the city. Where do you want to start, Kurt? Where do you want to start? Gamble?
Yeah, we'll start there. You want to look at the old pictures first?
Sure. You're all familiar with the Mark Gamble property where he got a special use variance to do mechanical work at in his garage. And these are the before pics before we went after to try to get him to clean it up. That's looking down the street. He's on the left. That's a vacant lot, 2 doors down.
Vacant lot.
Kurt, back up one picture. Why isn't that considered a driveway right there?
It's not a curb cut, and there's no, well, it's not a curb cut.
Okay.
The curb cut.
They go to the next picture.
He just filled that in with gravel.
Why isn't that considered a driveway there?
That is.
Okay.
That's to that house.
He put stone over the curb there and was using it like
Okay,
that.
all right.
We cleaned that all out when I went through there with the loaders.
Okay, let's go to today's picture. These were taken this morning. The deadline for him to be in compliance is Thursday of this week. That's the vacant lot where all the cars and trailers were. Now this is out on the street.
You got a dump truck, a van, or a SUV, a van, a couple SUVs, and a couple pickups, and then he's got the car on the opposite side of the street as well.
Is that wrecked? the third vehicle up.
Go to the next picture.
No, that's from the dump truck. There's a tub in that dump truck.
No, I mean...
Go to the next picture. And the next one. Yeah, it's just a shadow.
Yeah, I see it, yeah.
Yeah.
So, question would be,
So
do they have
there's
tags on them that are expired, or are they all good tags?
Well, keep going.
Where do all the neighbors park?
The agreement was he wasn't going to have any cars in the street. And was going to clean everything up.
Did you go?
He was only going to have 4 customer vehicles on his lot at one time.
Yeah, look at all the cars back there at the, I mean, everything that, he's not moved anything out of the actual business area. It's packed with vehicles.
Yeah, he's got some of them, he's got 3 of them under car covers.
And just then, I don't know if you got any pictures of where he moved the trailers? Did you get any pictures of that?
No, he did move the trailers just down the street on property that he owns
Yeah.
in a driveway in front of a garage. And they are tagged.
And he asked if he could do that, and we said there's nothing in our ordinance that he can't.
Well, I'd rather move him back over in that driveway right there than instead of ticking off the neighbor that he just moved him to.
Did he tick off the neighbor?
Yes.
Did he?
Yeah. Sue Whitmer.
It's just getting
Sue Gross.
no
Whitmer.
win situation
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, I mean, all he did was move it from one side of the street to the other, and it's sitting in what's a legal driveway, so he's good to go now, I guess. So, as far as being in compliance, he is not in compliance with what the order was that was given to him. According to that order, if I am not mistaken, Tim, and you can help me, if I'm not mistaken, the next thing we have to do is we have to get our BZA together, which takes time. Then the BZA can provide a written notice to the defendant to bring his real estate into compliance with the agreed judgment. Even though we've given him 30 days, now we have to get our BZA gathered together, call for a meeting, get them together. They have to send him an order that he has 15 days. And then if he doesn't get it in compliance after that, then we can shut him down. Is that right? So the 30-day notice doesn't mean anything, because now the soonest we could get our BZA gathered together would be, what do you got to do, Phyllis? Just post it? You don't have to advertise it, right?
You don't have to, you can post it and have them called within 48 hours once you have it.
Okay, so we could get the BZA together maybe Friday, if not Friday, Monday of next week, and then after that, and then after we send it out to him, then he has another 15 days. So before we can even do anything. Is that right, Tim? Okay. So, Kurt, what would you like me to do? What would you like us to do? If come Thursday he's still non-compliant, which I expect him to
I
be.
would get the BZA around.
Okay, so
You're not going to be able to have a meeting and probably until,
Monday at least.
you won't have Monday because you won't have it posted in sufficient
You don't have
time.
Monday because you're at Christmas.
Right. You're looking Wednesday or probably Thursday.
I don't think time is the factor. I think enforcement is. Because,
Which that's what I thought we could do.
yeah, but I don't think 3 or 4 or 5, 6 days is not going to make any difference to him.
Well, and what you can do is, the BZA can have a standing authorization for Kurt to monitor it, and if he's in non-compliance, send him a notice.
A notice of non-compliance,
Yeah.
and then what happens?
And then he's
Then
got
he's got 15 more
to clean it
days.
up. I mean, you're going to play his cat and mouse game.
Yeah, basically he's going to have another month.
Okay, my question is, Tim, in our
If he
ordinance book,
continually does it, then you go back to court.
in our ordinance book, we say that the people if they don't comply, and that's everybody, that we can fine them up to a certain amount of
You
money.
go back to court and you enforce it.
We
through the
have to go
court.
to court to fine them.
I would do it, because you got
But can we
enforcement
do it-
authority through the court.
Can we do it any other way?
If you want to try to do it through your ordinance, you can, but you're going to be in a lot stronger position in the courts enforcing it if you do it through the court.
So what if we do it without going to court? We just send them a notice that from
As long
such
as,
date
as long
you're
as you
going
follow the steps in your ordinance, you can do
we
that.
can fine them.
Yep.
I think that may carry a little more weight if somebody knows that if they don't comply, they're going to get fined $50, $500.
though?
Well, you go to court, that's what I'm telling you.
So you still have to go to court even to force them.
You can put a lien on, John?
No,
That's not something, can we change that?
that's a civil penalty.
We can't change that to put a lien.
No, that's not something you're authorized under statute to do.
Well, I would say since he has till Thursday, then,
Yeah.
Friday, I would probably contact the BZA members, tell them that we're going to post it on the following Wednesday, which would be our next day back to work, and then likely have a BZA meeting Friday.
Yeah, you have to post it at least 48 hours prior to the meeting.
Okay.
Okay, so if you
Post it
post
Wednesday.
it Thursday, you could, if you posted it Thursday, you could have it, once it posted on Friday,
Yeah, till the 20th, which would be Thursday.
okay, so you post it on Friday, and you could schedule a meeting on Thursday, of the following week.
Right, that's what I basically was saying.
So December 27th, is that what you're looking at?
Yeah.
And then, we could realistically send him out another notice on the 28th, and he would have until about January 13th or something like that.
And Kurt, what is he? He's not complying with his
This
lot.
order, this, right here, Bill.
Yeah, I know, I kind of sat in on that meeting.
Yeah.
In the street,
Street,
I mean, you would have to cite specifically what he's in violation of.
exactly, which is, we gave him, he has to be working on that car. If it's parked in the driveway, he gets so many hours.
Okay, does he have more than 4 customer vehicles on his lot? Yes, so that's one thing you'd cite him for.
Yeah, okay.
No customer vehicle shall be parked on 10th Street or any other public street. Are there any customer, or are those all his? I don't know. All the defendant's personal vehicles shall be parked at the respective owner's house or on a public street that allows for such parking, with license plates. Except as set forth in paragraph 11 above, no exterior storage whatsoever shall be allowed on the special exception real estate, which includes customer vehicles or any other exterior storage. Yet he can put his trailers in a driveway. I don't get it.
because they're plated. Anybody in town has a trailer, as long as it's plated, they can put it in their driveway.
Yep.
There's nothing in our ordinance.
As long as there's a curb cut.
As long as there's a curb cut.
Can't do the tractor.
Yeah, the tractor that's there, it's like what, another trailer, some axles.
Are they in, does he own those trailers? Pardon?
We assume that.
Might have Lenny run the plates, because no parking or storage of customer vehicles on the defendant's personal real estate, so if they should belong to somebody else, we could have him removed. I don't know, those are the things that he was ordered to clean up.
I think you just have to,
We just have to follow the protocol and do what we gotta do.
you have to keep on him because he will comply.
I don't know.
Well, he's came forward and done as much, more than I thought he would do now, so.
He just did that in the last day. Seriously.
Well, that's gonna be the key.
I mean, maybe by Thursday he'll have it all moved, I don't
Even
know.
when you get him to comply, is it gonna be a never-ending deal for Kurt to go down because he's gonna stretch the issue every
Sure he is.
time?
Sure is.
'Cause that's
Every
what-
time he stretches the issue, then we have to have a special BZA meeting and issue him a notice? And he
No,
gets
I
15
said,
days?
you have a standing order for Kurt to give him a notice.
But he's still always going to have 15 days, right? After we give him a notice.
If it's a violation. Now, what I think you'll probably talk to Bob Behrman about this, but if we have to issue notice after notice after notice that he's in violation, then I think we go back to the court. I think we impose a hefty fine.
Okay.
Get 3 or 4 continuous violations of that.
And it could provide grounds then to revoke his special use exception. It's like anything, you gotta build a case to do
That
it.
gets about May.
So we would, Phyllis, help me out here, we would post the meeting this Friday, and it would be on display Friday, and the following, and following Wednesday, when we come back, and then we'd have the meeting on Thursday. Meeting, Thursday, 12/27, okay. All right, anything else on Gamble? Let's move on to Rugg Street. The people on Rugg Street, I've talked to both the tenant and the owner of the property. The owner of the property said that, you know, she can only do so much as far as telling her daughter to get it cleaned up. She doesn't clean it up. She doesn't know what she can do other than kick her out, and she doesn't want to do that. There is a sign in the front yard that she...
Old pictures.
These are old, okay. There is a sign in the front yard. She's obviously a recovering drug addict, because there's a sign that says she's like Brianna's Hope, which is something, that's one place where drug addicts meet every week. Etch these in your mind. That's the side of the house. That's beside the house also. There's a red shed out there. These are the befores.
Today. Still got tires. This is the rear of the house. They've made some improvements, but, and as we noticed, some of the improvements they've made, about a week ago, Ken contacted the owner and said, hey, you guys are, you know, you want to know what to do, contact them, say, hey, you guys have made some improvements, but we kind of need to keep moving. You know, you're doing good. Just keep
Yeah, I
going.
didn't talk to her live. I left her a voice message. Kurt was there with me. And we just said, hey, you thank you for the progress that you've made, but it's still, you know, in violation. You need to do some more work, and we'll be watching to see if you make more effort. Keep going. back to the front yard?
back to the front yard.
I think so.
Is this the Klein-Taub or
Yeah.
Piotrowski?
Lisa Klein-Taub and Tip Petrowski is the daughter. So, you know, I made a phone call to both of them, told them both we were going to come in there and charge them $160 an hour for our man hours, plus the cost of getting rid of the trash. And then I called her back, like Kurt said late last week, and said, hey, you've made progress, but you're not there yet. So, what to do next? I can call again and tell them we're going to send our crews down there, and the tires and literally everything that's out there, the kitty litter.
Have you warned them that we're going to do it anyway?
Twice I have. I've told
You
both.
warned them.
I told the homeowner that
It
we were
wouldn't
going
take
to.
us very long to go in and pick those tires up and pick all this stuff up out of the yard.
Oh no, there's not very much there.
No. I think I would do that. That's me. Be that or you.
And this
We-
is something that we would bill Lisa Kleintobe, the owner, and if she doesn't pay, we can put a lien against it, right, Tim? Yes.
I would bill both of them because she's going to claim it's her daughter's property.
And then she's going to claim that it's valuable or whatever. In the interim, Jeremy,
Tires, Kevin looked at it.
Jeremy,
Jeremy,
Yeah.
can I ask you a question? This house on Rugg Street, they've still got a few items that are sitting around the yard that it wouldn't take us very long to go in and throw everything in there. Do we have a spot, someplace that we can put it in the interim before we throw it away? Because I think you're going to get into that type of a session. Or is that advisable, Tim? Or
No, I mean,
because you're going to get in a situation where they're going to say those tires are valuable, that children's furniture.
We can always put it someplace. We always come up with places for the police whenever they
Well,
seize different
there's
areas.
quite a bit in that garage there where I parked the golf cart. If Lenny would cooperate with us, that'd be probably a good spot for her.
Sometimes to keep it inside, sometimes it's just a little bit locked there. It's an area.
But I think you're at that point. that
we can take everything,
Yep.
notify them that we have taken everything, here's where we put it, if you want to claim anything, you have so many days to claim it, after that, it goes away.
That way you clean the yard up.
Do we charge them storage for it?
well,
No.
probably
I'm
not.
just asking.
No, probably not, because we're going to charge them for the cost of removing it.
Okay.
So if you go down there, I mean, I don't even think there's enough there that you need to take a dump truck. You could probably go down there in a pickup truck, load it all up in 15 minutes.
If you're by there today, I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention, but you can tell that there was less than what there was
Right.
last time I was.
Yep, we know that.
So, but like I said, I did drive around it.
There's a little bit of trash out back, a little bit of trash beside the storage shed, and then out front there's kitty litter buckets, some pallets it looks like, some tires, several trash cans. I don't know why they gotta have their trash cans in the front yard.
I was telling the mayor, and this is just my thoughts, we have an ordinance that actually takes care of yards, and it runs very smoothly. We have an ordinance that takes care of inoperable vehicles on properties, and it runs awful smoothly. Junk, trash, and debris is one that doesn't. We're going to come up with a policy on homes in need of repair. We're going to do that. We need to come up with a way of doing excessive junk in yards. And if it's the point of you warn them once or twice, we go in and do it, and then we store this stuff for a while. I don't know if we need to make an ordinance on that, Tim, or we just need to write it up our procedure. But I think if we would lick this excessive junk trash in yards, we would certainly help Kurt out for code enforcement. because I think that's our key. That when we met with Huntington, they have a way of doing things, and I think we need to come up with that process. Because people, I'll guarantee you, I've had, you cite people for junk, trash, and debris in their yard. First of all, it's their yard. They can do damn well what they want because they pay taxes, okay? Second of all, what do you consider as junk, trash, and debris compared to them? What am I doing? Am I rambling?
I'm sorry, Bill, I shouldn't.
You're not doing anything. We're laughing at each other.
I hear you. So anyway, that's another thing. You just get so many different ideas when it comes to that there's nothing black and white. It's all...
And we need to make it black and white, not have any gray left in there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're telling you what we're going to do. We're going to come in and do it. We're going to do it. This is your... After we do it, this is what...
That's what Huntington's got.
Your option is.
So we just need to look at our codes and...
Those neighbors will thank you for that.
Oh,
Because the house next to it's beautiful.
Well, I understand
On the other
that.
side of the alley.
I worked with that property for 5 or 6 years because Roger Gage's sister lives right there.
Okay, I will contact both Tia Petrowski and Lisa Kleintobe and let them know that we'll be coming in. I won't have Jeremy go in there until after I've contacted both of them, and then we'll do that. Okay. Cottonwood, I don't think you really need to pull up any pictures. Last week he had a, what do you call it, Don? Excavator with a bucket, knocking down more trailers, but they didn't haul anything out of there. And then they haven't been back this week, so I've got a hold of Nick, and he told me that he's been told by the contractor they'll be there tomorrow and the rest of this week. I said, with trucks for removal? He says, let me check with him and I'll confirm. I'll text you right back. He replied back, said, yes, on the trucks tomorrow. So.
Did we get the gas turned off then?
No.
Is that in our works or
Yeah,
they won't?
It's not going to happen until after the first of the year.
Okay. I guess as long as we don't have another problem out there.
Power and the water and the sewer has been disconnected now.
Right.
I think he's really, he's committed to get this done because, and today I drove through there. Anytime I go out to Walmart, I always drive through. When I drove through today, there was a survey in there doing a survey. So I think that it'll happen. It's just going to happen on cost time, not our time.
It'll be at the end of the year.
It'll be right down to the very end of the year.
Midnight.
Right now, everything's piled in the middle of the road. Huge piles.
So,
Are all the trailers demolished?
no.
They're getting down to
They're getting down there. They're working towards the back. They're all 11.
But while he demolishes them, he just put them in piles, you know.
We still got the 3 up front.
There's a lot of truckloads of, I don't know how many trucks dirt will bring, you know, but if he only brings a couple, it's going to take a while for him to,
Yeah, it's big piles there.
again, Don, if you can confirm that there's trucks, maybe follow just one time and see where they go.
It's not city limits.
That's all, I just said just see, I didn't say what to do, I just said just see.
Kurt, what's the kid's name that is going to purchase it?
Josh.
Josh. I wonder if we could do him a favor, once that's all cleaned up, take our street sweeper and go and clean all the streets out.
That's a question for Mr. Chairman.
I know, I'm just, to help Josh out, just was curious.
Bill, you'll find this interesting, that last Friday, Nick Koss sent me 4 pictures, said these properties are adjacent to Cottonwood. I thought to bring them to your attention, and of course he's got a nice picture of Blue Barrel Betty.
Blue Barrel? I don't think she ever moved back in, that world.
So I guess he was wanting me to take the hint.
I understand that,
We
too.
got some more work
And
to
it
do.
was the other way around when I talked to Blue Barrel.
Mhm.
She said, what about back there? So, yeah, so maybe we can all get that all cleaned up. Blue Barrel will be fun for Jeremy. I might go out and help.
You
I
might
might go out and help you on that one.
take the mini loader out there on that one. Okay, so I think that's all I have on code enforcement. Kurt, do you have anything else on code enforcement? Okay, we'll talk. Yeah, we'll talk tomorrow, if you're here. Kurt's hurting.
Where's your water? Oh, you got it.
Drink, Jethro.
And now he marks the thing, so people don't go and mess with it.
Back up.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kim.
Next thing I just want to mention, I'm glad the council members are up here. I got an email from Brent Lehman and he had a question for me. He said, Mayor, you know, we have some tentative plans for Northwest Elementary, but would the city have any interest in Southeast? And I said, I have no idea. And he says, I didn't think you would, but I decided I'd throw it out there. We got plenty of time, he said, just be thinking about it. So, Jeremy, you got any use for Southeast Elementary? Okay.
There was a time of Park Rec was interested.
We corresponded back and forth, and I said to him on one of the emails, I said, at Northwest, if the development happens there that we expect to happen, will they need that back area? You know, if the city could get that back area, the grassy area, the playgrounded area, I said, that's what we really would like to have. And Brent replied, I was thinking the same thing. He goes, I'll have to look into it. So I guess for now, just ponder the thought of Southeast and what could go there if we would want it.
The reason I said that is when we were closing an elementary earlier, there was rumblings of that. But that's Southeast is not the school we closed, so.
Yeah. And the Southeast building is a good building.
Oh, very solid.
Very good building. It's just the location isn't really prime for anything.
Yeah, there's stories that the first principal that was in that building.
Everhart?
Yeah, he'd go back to the boiler room and dust off the boilers.
I remember him. Okay, Jeremy, want to talk to us about the old water tower?
Yeah, down along the trail, the nature trail down there at Haven, I don't know if you guys have ever saw that big concrete water tower from the railroad years ago. It is crumbling. Currently we have it fenced off due to pieces falling off of it.
Is that from when there was a steam engine?
Yeah, we need to take that down. Nobody really has any money set aside for that. I would like to talk with Kim and Kurt. I would like to ask that we get a couple quotes on that and then use the state building fund since it is an unsafe structure. You're probably talking $12,000 to $15,000 since what it would cost to have that floor down.
How much?
Between 12 and 15,000. We had some early quotes. It was around
Tim just got
10
bailed out.
and 12,000,
The Reverend just brought cookies.
and that was from a company out of Fort Wayne. Greg Fleming was
Thanks.
gonna look at it.
Thanks,
Never
Mr.
did. I had a
Walker.
second quote
Mrs.
this fall when we started seeing that it was really starting to age.
Ruth.
I did speak with Greg the other day, and he's gonna get us a quote on it. But it's gonna be kind of labor intensive because they're gonna have to haul some dirt in there and then build up an area.
Is that in someone's yard?
No, it's actually kind of adjoining the yard, but they're bringing it back towards the trail. And then,
These come down.
take it down, so.
You gotta just crush it into 53s and once you get it down. Okay.
It has a lot of steel in it. We may have a little bit of disposal, because once you get the big beams and stuff in the concrete, you're better off just paying Fleming to shove it in the pit up there.
What would you estimate its age?
Couldn't tell you. I hung around the ready mix plant with my dad ever since I was a little kid, and I remember being there
way before.
Was there one?
way before there.
Was there when Tim and I were
Oh,
little?
yeah, it was there. Yeah.
Well, I'd make a motion that we continue with that process, it's just a key.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that, I don't know that it would come out of the unsafe building fund or if it would come out of the line item in Kurt's budget for unsafe structures. Because I don't think we have enough money in the unsafe building fund to do it.
Correct.
I made a motion, he seconded.
What was that used for?
Water for the steam engine.
He just needs to come down before someone
Yep.
gets hurt.
Got a motion and a second for Jeremy to go ahead and pursue the, getting bids on that, quotes on it. All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Jeremy,
What do we call that, the water
where do you think
tower?
you're going?
I don't know.
Railroad water tower. Railroad water.
Okay, 2 weeks ago, we talked about the corner over here.
Yes.
And Tim has looked into it. We can use unsafe building funds, but it would be for next year's.
That would come out of
No, you
planning
could,
commission's unsafe building
Yeah.
account.
right.
We don't have enough money in that unsafe building fund.
But it would, you wouldn't encumber money over because we don't have a contract
Have it done.
to have it done out of this year's fund, so
could
it
be
would come out of the line item budget that's already there for 2019.
So with that, I told Jeremy to go ahead and put it up, advertise it. So has it been advertised?
No, what I was needing to know tonight is if there were, what we were thinking for a bid opening, because we're gonna have to do the advertisement, and then I need that information. So, I would like to try to get a bid sometime in January or that first meeting in February.
I say you advertise it early January, and how long has it got to be advertised?
30 days.
For 30 days. Can we get it advertised yet this year? So that we can look at
We
it?
can start the process, we just need to make sure that all the dates and stuff line up.
If we could open the bids on the second Tuesday of January, I like that a lot better than waiting until, because there's 5
If you're
Tuesdays.
taking bids, you have to advertise it 2 days, 2 weeks,
So,
2 weeks before the bid opening, a week apart. So
Okay.
you're gonna have to advertise it twice.
yeah, and the second advertisement has to be at least 7 days.
I would do
So
that.
that's
Cheap
not-
before
so
the-
I should have February.
Frickin'
30 days.
per card sign.
So I would say go ahead and get it advertised as soon as you can, then so we can wait our time for him to do it again. So,
Because they typically being over $50,000, you have to,
yep.
and they have to be bonded then too.
Yep.
At that point.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
I'll get with Phyllis and get all the wording and
Don't you love government, Tyler?
for the advertising.
Can we just build half of it and wait 6 months?
I like your thought process, Mike. I like
I
it.
didn't hear that.
There is some options, but we can't get the consensus to raise that
Thank you, Mrs. Becker.
ordinance. Throw it out there.
I'm perfectly fine doing it, I just need some direction on what needs to be done.
Throw it out.
Yep.
Okay.
I would encourage you to
Hey,
look at
Jeremy.
your purchasing ordinance.
Where do you think you're going?
I'm just gonna sit here beside the bar and kiss you.
Pass those back down there.
Wait a minute.
They're coming.
The NIPSCO thing, did you want to talk about that tonight? or-
Yeah, I talked with, you're talking next to Cottonwood.
No,
The
NIPSCO with the crossing
inspection
things.
contract,
That,
Oh, yeah. Over the last several years, you saw in different communities where there's been gas explosions in homes and buildings. NIPSCO's taken more of a proactive approach to trying to identify potential areas. For years, when NIPSCO would bore gas services, gas mains and stuff in, they would do no cameras, no nothing. It's kind of one of those, let's hope for the best, let's go for it. Well, We've identified a few areas over the years where NIPSCO's gas main have been in our sewers. They've corrected it. We still know of one that a couple weeks ago I reminded NIPSCO that it was still there, which they're going to be taking care of probably after the first of the year. But what they have been doing is their rule now is any time that they bore, they're cameraing sewers beforehand and after. Anytime when they have to cross our sewer, cross anybody's sewer, if it's a sewer tap for a home, if it's a main, if it's storm, sanitary, it doesn't matter. If it's a field tile, they're cameraing it if they can get in. We ran into a problem in Stratton recently where we had a sinkhole on the storm sewer. Such guys out, they dug it up, found a gas main right in the middle of the sewer. They knew that they had hit it at some point or time because they just threw some concrete over top of it, left it in. Well, the concrete repair fell in. Nobody knows how long it's been that way. It fell in, a sinkhole showed up. So I contacted NIPSCO, made them aware of it. They sent a crew out, they looked at it. Yep, we're going to get our cross-bore team to come and look at it. Make a long story short, probably 3 weeks later, they come out, they move their gas main to allow us to get the storm sewer size back properly to do everything. So, make a long story short, I met with a Roger Brown from NIPSCO, and he investigates all these. And what they are willing to do, since we had the one in Stratton, we've identified a few areas. What they're doing in a lot of these communities is they sit down with you and sit down with NIPSCO and they look at where potential conflicts could be. Meaning if it's a gas service or a gas main that crosses our sewers, and they actually camera those sections of sewers to determine if they're in the sewers or not. What it does is it helps them. I would never say it releases them from liability, but it shows that they're doing
Due diligence.
due diligence to figure things out, before they start having leaks, and then it backs up into residents, and we have a house fire or
Right.
a commercial structure or something on fire.
When there's cases like it you said at Stratton, do they help cover the costs?
They cover the whole thing.
Okay.
They cover the whole thing. So basically what this is,
Gas line
it's no fee to the city, and it's not like it's going to happen today. They're currently working in Fort Wayne. They subcontract to I think he had 2 contractors that he subs to. He's thinking probably mid-19, mid-year next year that they could possibly get down here and start looking at some of these areas. All they're asking for is just permission to be in our sewers. I've talked it over with Kerry, talked it over with Don, Ken. I think it's a good idea.
Oh, yeah.
If we say no, stay out of our sewers, and something happens,
Then we're
liable.
Will they share the information and footage?
Possibly, yeah.
That's what I'd like.
Yeah.
I do know of one other area, like I said, that we're still working on that we had just kind of stumbled across. It's in a storm sewer, so it's not as critical, but
Well, if they are willing to share it, it may, indirectly provide us with evidence that we got problems that we need to correct.
right.
yeah.
Right.
And I think they will. He just wasn't going to say, we're going to give you all this.
I bet they will.
footage and everything. So.
Last week at the Economic Development meeting, Kim Sobrowski kind of promoted this to everybody. So if she's promoting it, I'd have to think it.
You
I'm
you
not sure.
guys look in like Indianapolis and all those places where they've had some pretty devastating
Right.
Explosions.
fires and explosions. Huntington's had a few. You always have to keep in the back of your mind that, the guy on the boring machine is only as good as that boring machine.
like this particular one, if we would've ran the root cutter up through there, wouldn't that blockage out?
We would've cost them.
Do we need a motion to say we would give permission if they would share the information?
He just wanted me to run it by you guys to make sure that there was no problem. I probably would just get it in the record and then...
Why don't we just do this?
Make it official?
I'd make it a motion that, that we allow NIPSCO to camera our pipes. Did you say sewer, water, not water, but
It
sewer?
would be storm and sanitary where they cross or where there would be conflicts. It's not going to be every sewer line because
Right.
not every one of them
It'll give us a start.
in contact with the gas mains.
If they will share
And
the,
encourage them to.
Yeah.
if they will share the video with us.
I think we can get them to share it, but
I think we make a motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
I'll go ahead and sign.
That way it gives us a little...
No, you guys have to sign
We'd be
it.
happy to cooperate.
We all need to sign it?
I think
Well, then we just-
you can just sign it. It's just one signature.
But do you think we
Okay.
need to make the note that we'll share that, we'll allow them to do that if they'll share the video?
Well, I don't know that I would make it a complete stipulation, because the reason I'm saying that is because if then
Yeah,
they
might say
don't
no,
share,
yeah.
then they
Just
make,
encourage them to share.
yeah, and then we'd still be held liable.
He talked
If that
about
would be
it,
the
If that would be
factor,
the-
yeah.
but this was NIPSCO talking and not the contract.
Yeah, we can get back more information.
They're going to want,
Jeremy knows
they're
how
going to
to,
want the documentation anyhow. So I'm sure it wouldn't be an issue once it's, even if we have to wait till it's turned over to NIPSCO.
Did we ever get any resolution out at Pickaway Road?
That's still pending.
That Buckeye pipeline?
We've never heard of it.
No.
After we sent all that stuff.
Yeah, we sent a letter to them, and I don't think we ever got a response, did we?
I still have it in my full
What's this
pending
on?
file. That's not dying out.
Pickaway.
Several years ago, or?
Yeah, it was when Pickaway and the intersection out there at
224 in Pickwick Road?
It was when they made
No,
those
no,
improvements at the
Monroe.
intersection.
Monroe extended and Pickaway Road.
Yeah, they moved.
NIPSCO hired a subcontractor to move the gas.
Yeah, on down.
They didn't move
On
it. in the
East
right
Monroe
location.
extended.
Plumbing
Yes.
took a dozer in there.
By the church right there, where that stop sign's out in the middle of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't even supposed to be there.
The
Greg Fleming charged the
Fleming
city or charged
hit
the
a line
project
that wasn't
delays.
supposed to be there. It was too shallow.
It
So
came
Fleming
back
had to
the
stop
owner,
work.
which the owner
Fleming
was the
had
city.
lost time.
We were
So
instructed
he
by
charged
NDOT
the
to go back to
city, the city
NIPSCO.
ended up paying, the center builder in
and you,
Michigan, we've never.
NIPSCO hasn't,
Who needs to follow that up? You?
Yeah, I mean, if, I hadn't heard anything, so I didn't know if it had been resolved or not.
I still have it pending,
Okay.
waiting for a response.
If you can give me the information, let me talk to a couple of people at NIPSCO. and see.
Yeah, I would definitely, I'll see if I can
Dana?
find.
I'll skip to you, then you can give him a copy.
The subcontractor and all that.
Print another one, I can sign another one, whatever.
Okay.
So it would have been between them and InfoSource because it was not even on the move to where it was supposed to be on the plans.
Wasn't
You
it
got
something,
the
it had
township
something to
fire
do with,
stuff, okay.
a T was supposed to be laid this way, and they put it this way, and that's what caused it to be hit?
The
If I
line wasn't
remember.
even supposed to be there.
This is the agreement, or
And
annual
that T was
agreement. with the
standing
township
straight up.
Fire.
And when they were cutting the subgrade, they assumed that it wasn't there because it wasn't marked or anything.
Right.
And then they knocked the T off. And it was a pretty substantial leak. So that's why we ended up like, that's long ago, I'm thinking $10,000 or $12,000 is what we paid Fleming.
Fleming, because they couldn't do work, and NIPSCO wouldn't let anybody do the repairs, and so it took them a while to get down there, and while that was happening, he couldn't do anything.
Do you want me to get you that
Give
paperwork?
me that paperwork and then I'll go back to your Fort Wayne and see what we can.
Okay.
You have it, Phyllis?
Refresh.
Okay.
Phyllis has everything this year.
I give her everything.
I do too. Okay, Jeremy,
I'm not
if you,
saying that.
if you would like, you may go ahead and have a seat.
I'm not saying
You,
that.
okay, then stand there if you
This
want.
chair is the one in the back.
I don't care. The only other thing on the Board of Works agenda that I have is the 2019 township contracts, Adams County township contract for our fire protection.
And then I have Dan Hunter's contract agreement and his certificate of appointment.
Okay.
So that needs done.
I had that on the council
And
agenda,
then the
but...
chamber, this is added, an agreement with the chamber for the electricity for the Hyde Park and our Riverside Center.
Oh, yeah. Why didn't that print off? You saw me put it on there.
Yes. And you got a copy of it, Phyllis does.
I do, I have it. Do
Okay.
you want to do the contract?
Yeah,
first?
let's do the contract first. This is the contracts with, Union Township,
Union,
Root,
Washington, and Root.
Washington, those three townships for fire protection.
Did we increase it?
Yeah,
Are they increased some less?
it's calculated off of the
increased
budget.
because of the assessed valuation and the formula that we've used, so they do increase a little because of that. I do keep kind of a run number on each of those, kind of using the same formula that I would use for hazmat response. And Root runs a little over, but with the medical calls we've been doing, Root runs a little over, but the other three are right there. I think probably...
None of them are less than last year.
No.
Okay, and would you like to know the amounts?
No, that's
I'd be
fine.
glad to read them
I
off, okay.
I was just hoping they increased. I think we said that they would increase every year with calculations, so.
Yeah, as long as the AV goes up.
Right.
They will go up.
Okay.
And it's not-
And then it's calculated on the fire department budget too.
It's calculated on our budget.
So that, I just want to make sure they went
Yeah.
up.
It's
This is you familiar with this, Craig? An annual contract that,
I think I remember talking about last year.
since our fire department services the rural areas, each township is assessed so much annually, and depending on the coverage that we have and how many homes and all that, so I
It
think,
is based on our prior year budget, so that formula is based on 18 budget, not 19. So they always use the budget for the year for their calculation because it's done kind of mid-year. So we're always
What's
a
that?
budget year behind on the calculation.
I'll need you to, all I
Oh, we all need to
make
sign
a
it.
motion and then to sign it.
okay.
And
Well, you
then
want to make a
I'll-
motion to approve it, and then we can get...
So moved.
And then I'll
Second.
send those to the townships. That money that's collected then goes in a separate fund for fire vehicles. That was adopted years ago.
It's a good thing. Okay, we got a motion and a second to approve the contracts with the townships for fire protection. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Boy, it must be a slow night in Decatur.
There's a wrestling tournament going on right now.
Yeah, it's your wrestling. Boys at basketball? Okay, so we've approved that, we need to sign it. And what else did you have, Phyllis, for the Board of Works?
Dan McGill
Matter of record.
was sworn in, so I need the board members to sign, so I can give him a copy. We just need to make his certificate of appointment a matter of
Need
record.
to make this a matter of record, have a motion for that?
Yeah.
For outlining.
County Fire Protection, yeah.
Need a mo-
A motion to make that a matter of record.
Thank you. Bill?
Second, yeah.
Thank you, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And then the other thing is his contract of employment contract for
Yes.
the police department. He'll be on probation for a year. And then if he resigns from the police department within 5 years, then he needs to reimburse the city the cost that we have in his uniform, his initial uniform, his equipment, and his schooling and all that stuff.
And his perf inspection.
His
Physical.
first physical.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
How's Julie doing?
She's paying. Yeah.
She's set up on a,
She's,
Payment.
I'm doing ACH, automatic payment on her check, and she approved that, authorized that, so.
and Austin Gross we've had a discussion with them, it'll be,
And
Doing
he'll
the
be
same,
making
yeah.
his payments too.
yeah. So this is just a contract that, did Dan already sign it? Yes, Daniel McGill already did sign this.
Yep.
Just need to make this a matter of record is all, correct?
Yes.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second to make the conditional employment contract a matter of record. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. And I just need to put my seal on this shit, I think.
That was a new officer.
We've already signed it. Yeah, I've already signed it. It's just-
Or do you
I
need
think
to
that's
fill
Dan
it?
McGill.
I don't know, is it, do I not?
Dan McGill.
Okay, so,
Thank you.
all right. Do you have anything else for the Board of Works?
Yes, we have the Chamber of Commerce, it's an agreement between the city and the Chamber of Commerce for the Park and Rec, if they want to use the electricity, they
Oh, yes.
hook that
Yeah.
up behind
Yep.
Riverside Center.
You need to talk about it? Or?
Yeah, go ahead, Craig.
Yeah.
What happened was, back in, I think it was June of 18, Chamber of Commerce, Main Street, California Committee, Highland Games Committee, Kikionga Committee, and the parks, we talked to Chris
Kroll.
Kroll over at the Parks and Rec we filed for a grant and received $4,000. We get bids to put in two electrical services at the Riverside field, about 300 feet apart, with help from the city street department to trench it in, and we get 2 electrical services over there at 200 in. We got $4,000 from Adams County Community Foundation. I believe it was around $1,131 or something like that each of those other groups or committees paid to get the electrical service taken care of. On the monthly billing cost, those are the 5 or 6 entities that use it, and we were just hoping, and if someone is to rent that, they would pay that month's electrical bill. Instead of putting it in everybody's name, we just decided it would be best to put it in the Chamber of Commerce name, and then
You can bill them accordingly.
invoice according. If you want to see the schedule as we use the usage schedule throughout the year, we can share that. I think there might only be, one bill for the Parks and Rec that I'm aware of. The rest of them are pretty much taken care of by committees. And if somebody was to rent that area or space, they would pay that month that they used it. I think the bill was $21 and some change. And we keep it locked up and the breaker off so it's not creating a trickle and adding additional money to the...
Now, this doesn't say how much they would be paying. This is about the...
That's the sharing of the actual monthly. I mean, if they use more than they pay that month's bill. For example, in October, if the Highland Games uses it, they'll pay it'll come out of their account, the rate.
That's the right document?
Yes,
Okay.
correct. Any questions for you?
No.
Want to make a motion?
Well, that doesn't say like how much they're going to pay.
Well,
There's on the bottom right here, it says, monthly expenses will be shared by an established schedule to be available at the Chamber office. Okay, for example, Decatur Chamber of Commerce will be the main, if there's a outstanding bill and they'll take care of it. Decatur Main Street would, it looks like as if there would be 2 bills for Chamber, Main Street. Kikionga uses it in August. Highland Games uses it in October. Californian, we would probably bleed it over from October into November, mattering on the billing cycle. Decatur Parks and Rec, when we looked at it, would pay one cycle, one bill. And probably an off month that nobody else was using it, unless somebody rented it. That was the plan.
We need to make this...
And like I said, December is a blank month, so if the Parks and Rec would take care of this December bill, it's $21 and change.
Bill, would you like to make a motion that we...
I do, I will.
And Craig, I assume you'll recuse
I'll have to
yourself?
recuse myself, so.
I'll second the motion then. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
if it's not being
Yes,
used-
Jeremy?
Before that was put in, we did talk about this at the park board, and the park board did agree to pay.
Okay. Okay.
If it's not being used, it's just a flat rate of 21 something. And then if it is being used, well, it's being paid
Metered.
by whoever
Right.
the entity is that's using it.
Above $21, or is that?
No, the whole bill for the month.
The whole bill for the month.
Okay. So
So
you get the $21 credit?
No,
No.
you don't.
This year.
Do you have anything?
That's the admin.
I don't think for,
I should.
well, which I got some things to do.
saying.
Builders, that's all I have for Board of Works.
Bill, yeah,
I'm sorry?
You go sign first.
Oh, yeah, you too. My part.
Look for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
That's all.
We are adjourned.
The $21 should come into play, man.